Well, I think the betrayal has only been from one end, and that is from Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester United, his manager, his teammates. We can stretch back to the start of June where he said he was very happy at the club. He was excited by Ten Hag's appointment, looking forward to winning trophies. And then I think it dawned on him pretty quickly that his Champions League legacy is in jeopardy. He wants to hit records, and then he started agitating for an exit. His camp made it quite clear that he wanted to leave Old Trafford in search of a Champions League club. No offer materialized in any form, really. And so since then, we've had this backdrop at Manchester United of Ronaldo's future, which has jeopardized pretty much everything. You know, it tainted their pre-season tour, the start of the season, his behavior in leaving games early, having to be disciplined. And now this latest interview is just, the timing of it makes a lot of sense because he's now got distance between himself and the club. But what he's done is, if you think of United's best performance in recent seasons, it was against Tottenham. It was such a complete display. And the aftermath of that was all about Ronaldo, him leaving Old Trafford early, his frustration, him refusing to come on as a substitute. Now you have United, going off to the World Cup with a massive victory, dramatic late winner by Garnacho, the new young talent, just such positive vibes. And then that quickly again taints and becomes the whole Ronaldo show. And now Portugal's World Cup campaign is also going to be dominated by his future. Ultimately, he's doing what he wants for himself, which is positioning himself for an exit to a Champions League club.
What's the plan now then? Because, Eric Ten Hag won't be particularly happy about this. Cristiano Ronaldo has made it clear that he's not happy. What happens now? What's the plan?
Well, United were in the market for a forward in the summer. They've known with or without Ronaldo, they need to forward plan. They need a long-term option to be their guarantee of goals. There is some difficulty because they were estimating that at least 4 top clubs would also be looking for a striker. But I do know that they have a short list. They were looking at Sesko, for example. They like Osimhen. So United have been going through their options. Ultimately, though, how they handled this Ronaldo situation, I think they've got to be quite strong because they've sort of skirted and sidestepped and tried to show respect to him and his legend status at the club. And what we've seen from this interview is Ronaldo sort of showing that he's not happy that he's not being indulged anymore. That's why he's saying he's being forced out. If you can remember, United did everything to try and, hold on to him, not for sale, try to make him happy. He had the armband just recently. Ten Hag, even when he has been disrespected by Ronaldo, has tried to be on the player's side, not sold him out in the press. And yet you still have the situation where Ronaldo is looking out for Ronaldo. So United ultimately need to get rid of him in the best way possible, because I think Ten Hag, like I said, the pre-season tour, how he's handled Ronaldo's disruption, he's done everything right so far. But as a club, United have still tried to not sever ties with him, whereas he's showing them now. He's putting them in a position basically to say, this is endgame, this is final. He knows there's no way back for him at United, and it's now the club need to be quite strong in just ending that.
Now, we can see you're in Qatar, Melissa. Backdrop's very different to what we're used to when we see you in Manchester. But you arrived in Saturday. How are things in Doha ahead of the World Cup?
Well, I can tell you this very much still feels like a summer World Cup. It is sweltering. The humidity is ridiculous. We see preparation still going on around the city, there's things like, plastic still on furniture that's just arrived that they're trying to remove to get ready for the guests. There's not a lot of people here yet. Obviously, there's still a long way to go before the first game, so not a lot of supporters, but you have broadcast crews coming in, building in their studios, which is what we've done, and this is our recording point for the tournament. But very warm. You still have workers, trying to do construction sites and stuff. I can barely get through this live, so I don't know how they're managing to do their jobs. Obviously, the service level is incredible. People trying to make sure that everything is running smoothly. And I think Qatar are quite conscious of the fact that all eyes are on them, and they're trying to put on a show. But we also have to do our due diligence and look beneath the curtain and behind the scenes to give you guys at home the full picture of what's going on here.